conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of Awolowo? Where's the party of Azikwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own
ᴏᴜᴛᴜ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
A very good afternoon to you. Welcome to your number one radio. Yes, I hope I'm permitted to say that. It's Mainland 98.3 FM, and it's an amazing time to be on the radio to talk about politics beyond the surface. It's Midweek Politics, and we get to do this every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. Myself, once in a while, Matthew Okudua, and of course, Said Fuad, always take you through the world of politics, political conversation, way beyond the surface, beyond the news items you get to pick from your regular news outlets, your radio, your newspaper, even from your social media platforms. Well, we take you beyond that surface. We dig deep into the conversation, and then we speak to individuals involved in these news stories. The front burners are leading the conversation. We get to talk about all of these people, the opinion leaders, the people that mold and shaping the opinion when it comes to political conversation. And today, I will take a short trip to Plateau State. There's been an issue that is brewing at the moment. And just yesterday, a coalition was set up, Occupy Plateau campaigns, advocating and pushing for the 16 House of Assembly members that have been issued their certificate of return since November 2023 to be sworn in. Joining me on the show today will be the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Fᴜဃᴜᴛ, a member represented Jos South State Constituency 1, and also the State Public Secretary of the People Democratic Party on the Plateau, Honorable John Akant, is also going to be joining me on the show today, and the convener of the Occupy Plateau campaigns, Mr. Topzone Body. Three of them will be joining me on the show today to look at what exactly is going on the plateau. Remember, maybe I should take you down a bit memory lane so that you understand why it was really important that we have this conversation. In November 2023, remember that judgment that was given by the Court of Appeal upholding the election of the 16 members, invalidating the election of the PDP members. Well, there was a world press conference that was organized yesterday by the 16th legitimate and uninaugurated members of the Plateau State House of Assembly. They are calling for the rule of law in the state to be up and standing, a call for action as a refusal to inaugurate the 16 legitimate members of the Plateau State House of Assembly. If you understand the politics of State House of Assembly in Nigeria, then you absolutely know that this is a huge issue on the plateau, especially in a state that have been badly suffering from insecurity, that domesticated laws would need to be made to protect the people. Since and if you look at it again, let me read a paragraph from what the Our conversation was yesterday at the World Press Conference, and it says that let me quickly get through to where this is. Okay, let me take one of the paragraph. He said the 16 of us legitimately members who the Speaker of the House of Assembly has refused to inaugurate constitute to third majority of the 24-man State House of Assembly. One wonders how the House operates with its two-third majority members outside of the spectrum. This is no doubt a complete laughable aberration of the rule of law, and the world stands by and is watching this go on. Okay, another part that would certainly interest you from the World Press Conference was where the people came out to say that, hey, every of the National Assembly members in quote that benefited from that judgment or that were affected by that judgment have been sworn in, from the Senate where the immediate past governor of the state, Governor Simon Bakula, was sworn in to represent Plateau North Senatorial District after the court disqualified the PDP candidate in the same election. Remember also that the Labour Party and the ADC also got members from the state sworn in, but the 16 houses of assembly members that were issued their certificate of return have actually not been sworn in since November last year. Okay, I'm looking for this particular part where they made reference to the National Assembly members that have been sworn in on the same election. Okay, let me take you back a bit. In November 2023, the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja variously handed down judgment in favor of the 16 of us in the appeal emanating from the judgment of the State and National Assembly Tribunal sitting in Jos. Shortly after, we were presented our certificate of return by INEC on the 23rd day of December 2023. Today is the 27th day of March. That's about 3 months that these 16 members have not been administered oath to represent their constituents at the State House of Assembly. And like I said, other National Assembly members that the judgment actually affected have vacated their seats. The majority leader of the Senate, yes, distinguished Senator Simon Mwadkon, had to vacate his seats. And of course, the member representing Jos East House of Assembly, Honorable Musa Dachon Bagos, had to also vacate his seat. All of the people that replaced them have been sworn in and they already carrying out their responsibility at the National Assembly. But at the State House of Assembly, they've not been sworn in. And the Speaker, that happens to be a member of YPP, that's Young People's Party, yes, obviously is not on the line of the PDP, which is the governing party in the state, and the APC that's playing the opposition. To start this conversation with me on the show today would be the State Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Honorable John Akans. And why I decided to start from that is I want to get the perspective of his party, the PDP, and why we're having all of these issues going on at the Plateau State House of Assembly. It's going to be an amazing time on the show today, and I will open the phone lines at some point. Remember, Said Fuad will not be joining me on the show today, so I'm going to have to fly this solo, meaning that we have enough time to discuss with these three people and throw the conversation open the more. You're live on Miller 98.3 FM. It's Midweek Politics, and my name is Tᴜɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mᴜɪᴜ. It's my pleasure to have you join us. We'll take a very quick break, and when I come back, we'll go straight up into the conversation with the State Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Plateau State, Honorable John Akans. Don't go nowhere.
General elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of O꽰lᴏᴡ? Where's the party of Azikiwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own
Tᴜɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
Okay, welcome back to Midweek Politics live on Mainland 98.3 FM. I have the State Publicity Secretary of the PDP Plateau State, Honorable John Akans, live with me on the phone all the way from Jos, the capital of Plateau State. Honorable Akans, good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon, Payme. How is Lagos?
Well, we're putting through. Lagos is good. And how is Jos this afternoon?
Jos is good with its own weather, very friendly.
Okay, as usual. So let's get straight up into the conversation. Honorable John Akans, you're the the State Public Secretary of the PDP and also a senior special advisor to the governor, His Excellency Governor Kele Mufang, on inter-party activities. It means that it puts you in a good position to slide into the conversation we're having today. And that conversation is going back to the 16 House of Assembly members that were issued their certificate of return on the 23rd of December 2023 after they appealed the judgment of the State Electoral Tribunal and the courts. They took the appeal to Abuja and they won. The members advocated their seats. I'm also going to be joined today by the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, that's Right Honorable Fom Gwatson, one of the members that was affected by that judgment. But let's come to you. What is the position of your party, the PDP, on all of these situations? There's been allegations that the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, that is not a member of your party, by the way, is refusing to, administer oath of office to the 16 House of Assembly members. They were issued their certificate of return since December last year, rather. What do you make of these honorable accounts?
Thank you so much, Opayemi, for having me once again. You see, it is good. Let us put the record clear the way it is. The issue in Plateau State as regard to the State Assembly is an issue of legitimately elected members of the State House of Assembly were illegitimately removed by using provisions unknown to the law. And therefore, this is what caused the rejection. And people said their mandate cannot be replaced. You see, you cannot transfer people's mandate to another person. In a democracy such as what we are practicing today, legitimacy of governance, legitimacy of representation is given by the people, not by the courts. And therefore, what the court did on this matter is unknown to the law of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that is why some people have gone to court to challenge the outcome. Haven't come out successfully from the Supreme Court, from the gubernatorial election. The Supreme Court made it very clear. The position of the law was so explicit in the Supreme Court's judgment. And the Supreme Court went further. The Honorable Justice of the Supreme Court went further to say that all actions taken by Court of Appeal on this matter is hereby set aside. And it went further again to say that what the grounds they were relying upon, the grounds that the appeal court relied upon to nullify the election, which was the judgment and the court order of the issued by Justice Gang, is a nullity. Now, if you are endorsing with this judgment, won't you approach the court for interpretation? So that shows clearly that they were illegally removed from office after securing majority vote of the people. And that is what democracy entails. After securing majority lawful vote, they were declared winner. And court went otherwise, and this mandate of the people was given to the People's Democratic Party. And this mandate are not transferable. You can't transfer mandate. And the PDP has said, we cannot transfer our mandate. It still remains our mandate. Whether the court has the right to transfer people's mandate illegally, that is the question now some people have gone to court to challenge. So it is not an issue whether the speaker has refused to inaugurate them, to swear them in, or not. It is an issue the speaker has clearly come out to say that there are still court cases on this matter, there are still litigations on this matter. So he is waiting until the end of those litigations. People have approached the same court of appeal. Some have gone to the same court on this matter. So why can't they wait for the outcome of the court? They are the product, they are the ones that went to court. Our members, the 16 members of the People's Democratic Party, are a product of the people, elected by the people, as defined by the democratic process and norms. But they are product of the court of appeal in that matter. So why can't they wait for the court too to make pronouncement on the issue before the court now? So it is a clear issue of following the due process, following the law. So the speaker, the speaker is not even a member of the People's Democratic Party. He was not elected under the People's Democratic Party, but he is working within the confines of the law. He is a lawmaker. So the law must have to take precedent. The law must have to be observed in discharging his responsibility. So why are they crowding loud when they have been served with correspondence from court? So let us strengthen our democracy. Somebody cannot just go and sit down in his house and do not campaign, do not showcase his own potential to the electors to be elected. He is just waiting for court to come and pronounce him winner. We must have to strengthen our democracy by not allowing such to happen.
Okay, Honorable John Akans, now that we've established the fact that it is a simple case of holding on and just waiting for the court's judgment. I remember about a month ago, I had the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Communication, Plateau State, that's joining me on the show, that's of course the Evening Belt, and he talked about the fact that the state governor is in no way involved in all of this. So when I spoke to Honorable Musa Ashams, it was very clear. But from your own perspective, there's been some issues. Yesterday, a statement was made by a word conference was addressed by the 16 members. They said inaugurated members. That's what they call themselves. Calling on the governor to step into this and make sure that the rule of law is upheld. Also understanding the fact that the same judgment did not initially affected the governor, but he took his case to the Supreme Court and he won at the Supreme Court. What is the position of the government of Plateau State on this issue, or you think it's a strictly, House of Assembly matters?
We have a House of Assembly is an arm of government on its own, led by the Honorable Speaker. The governor heads the executive. So there is no interference from the governor in matters of the House of Assembly. So I can tell you that even with this litigation, the governor is not aware of it. There is even the party, the People's Democratic Party, has no hand in it. It is purely within the leadership of the State House of Assembly and the parties. Those elected, those 60 members that were wrongfully nullified, they were illegally removed, and are the ones pursuing their case, well, they have the right to do so. Well, they have the right to do so. Even the People's Democratic Party is not a party to me. It is between the Speaker and the House of Assembly
and the members.
Exactly. The Speaker has gone to court for interpretation. Because there are two cases before him. So when there is a matter before you, you have to seek clarification, you have to seek legal advice, and who will give it? It is the court.
But Honorable John Akans, in the midst of all of this chaos, especially on the back of the unfortunate incident that happened across 2 local government and about 26 communities on the eve of December last year, one would expect that it is important for the states to have a vibrant House of Assembly that would legislate laws to protect the people, especially members are being accountable to their constituents. But all of these 16 members have been knocked out, they've not been sworn in. Is this not affecting the administration of Governor Mฟ่ang in terms of taking democracy down to the grassroots? If 16 House of Assembly members have not been sworn in,
members of the State Assembly, yes, are representatives of the people, but governance still continues. Don't forget that within the eye of the law at the moment, we still have 8 members of the Assembly who are running day-to-day affairs of the State Assembly with the Speaker.
It's a 24-man assembly.
Yeah, it's a 24-man assembly, but the court has made it to be 8-man assembly for now. It's a court that you don't blame us, you don't blame the people. It is a court that interferes in causing this locomotion, in causing this confusion. It's the Court of Appeal and the tribunal. So you don't blame the 16 members who were legitimately elected. So the confusion was purely caused by the tribunal and Court of Appeal. So until otherwise, they are waiting for clear interpretation to set the record clear. Otherwise, we are going to face a very bad precedent. So things must be done in accordance with the law. Like I said earlier, Nigeria has grown up with democracy. We have been practicing this democracy, stable democracy, for the past almost 20 years now. We are supposed to be progressive, not retrogressive. The judiciary's role in a democracy or in an election matter, particularly the tribunal, in an election matter, is to look at the election whether it was done in accordance with the constitution and the electoral law. That is their pure responsibility. Not to go and be deducting votes from another person to be adding to another person.
But Honorable John Akans, lastly, before I let you go, because I need to bring on the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly. But some of the National Assembly members that were, are part of these judgments have been sworn in at the Senate, at the House of Representatives. In fact, the Court of Appeal had previously ordered a rerun to take place for the House of Representatives and the Senate in the Plateau North Senatorial District. The rerun has since been concluded. Winners have emerged, and these representatives have taken their oath of office at the National Assembly. Why is the State House of Assembly situation different?
Don't forget that when the National Assembly, the verdict was passed, there was no clarity on the position of the law. The law, because the Supreme Court at that time was yet to deliver its own judgment. So as we speak today, and don't forget, as we speak today, even when the judiciary, when the appeal court was passing, was still delivering judgment on the issue of the National Assembly, we went to court as a party at that time. We wrote a petition that this judgment is going against the law of the land. It's going against the rule of engagement in line with the Electoral Act 2022. And in line with it's going against the Constitution and against the Electoral Act 2022. We wrote a petition before the NJC. And you should know that you are aware that the NJC set up a committee under Justice Onogen to review all the cases, all those conflicting judgments. Which judgment plateau case is one. And so therefore, the House of Assembly issue came clearer because we had a clear position of the law after the judgment of the Supreme Court. Because we have now the copy of that judgment. And that is the copy of that judgment that the 16 members are using. And the Speaker is using.
Honorable John Akans, I would have to let you go now, and I want to appreciate you for spending time to be with us live in Lagos on Mainland 98.3 FM's Midweek Politics. Thank you very much, and I wish you the very best going forward, and of course your party.
Thank you, Okoyebi.
Thank you very much.
It's easy to bring normalcy and redecorate. It's more difficult.
The general elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of Awolowo? Where's the party of Azikwe? Where's BRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own
Tᴜɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
Okay, welcome back. You're still live on Milan 98.3 FM, and this is Midweek Politics. We get to do this every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. Well, Said Fuad is unavoidably absent on the show today, so we've got so much to discuss. I just had a conversation with the State Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Plateau State, Honorable John Akans. He's also doubled as the Senior Special Advisor to the Governor on Inter-Party Affairs. And we've looked at the controversial issue of the 16 Houses of Assembly members that have not been sworn in, despite, INEC issuing their certificate of return to them on the 23rd of December 2023. The days are counting. January, February, we're almost done with March. That's about 96 days of them being frozen out of legislative responsibilities when they have constituents that are waiting for them to make laws that will make their life get better. Well, I'm trying to reconnect. I'm trying to connect with the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Right Honorable from Gwadson. I want to also, take his position because he's one of the members that was affected by the judgment. He won his election on the platform of the People's Democratic Party, but the judgment says, hey, your party did not present the right list that the faction recognized by INEC conducted the primaries. Just a lot of complicated issues as a build up to that election. And a lot of people benefited from that judgment. Members of the YPP, where the Right Honorable Speaker of the State House of Assembly, won the platform which he won his election from. There are also members of the ADC, members of the NNPP as well. I mean, we decided to open the conversation up today and talk to them. Let us have an idea. Yesterday, there was a world press conference that was addressed by all of the 16 House of Assembly members affected, cut across different political parties and different constituencies. And they say, hey, if the National Assembly members that were also affected by this judgment have had to vacate their seats and their replacement have been sworn in, why not? We should have the same process play out at the State House of Assembly. Let me read this real quick. It must be placed on record that a few weeks previously, the same Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja has entered judgment in favor of 4 members of the House of Reps, and indeed the senator representing Plateau South and thereafter Plateau Central Senatorial District. These members of the House of Assembly and the Senate have been sworn in and taken their oath of office to represent and serve the people of their respective constituencies at the National Assembly. Next paragraph, it says it will also be recorded further that the Court of Appeal had previously ordered a rerun to take place for the House of Representatives and the Senate in the Plateau Northern Senatorial District. The rerun has since taken place with winners emerging, and these representatives have also taken their oath of office at the respective chambers, both at the green and the red chambers in Abuja, and discharging their lawful constitutional duties on behalf of their constituents. Now, what exactly is going on with the 16 House of Assembly? It's a 24-man house, like you heard my guest talked about. But out of these 24, 16 of them have not been sworn in. So 8 members in the house have been, carrying on their legislative responsibilities. And I spoke to the former deputy speaker this morning. He said that the house rule is very clear. You don't need 2/3 majority before you can make decisions or sit on the floor of the house. You only need 1/4, and 8 is obviously it falls into those numbers. If you look at 1/4 of 24, so it says that every law made in the House of Assembly is legitimate and is binding, whether the 16 members are sworn in or they are not sworn in. Interesting twist that's going on. It looks like Plateau State would always be at the front burner of a national political conversation. If it's not for the wrong reasons, it could be for the right reasons. So I'm still trying to reconnect with the deputy speaker. If we can't, then we'll have to switch over to Mr. Tᴜɪᴛᴛᴇʀ, the convener of Occupy Plateau campaigns. I also need to take a very quick break, and then when we come back, we'll get straight up into the conversation. I'm seeing your calls already. I was streaming this program live on our social media platform, so you can join in, drop your comments, and also monitor the program. I'll be right back very shortly.
Here is easy to bring normalcy and redecorate. It's more difficult.
General elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of O꞉ Where's the party of Azikiwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true to their own
Join ᴜᴜᴜ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
Welcome back. I will be linking up with Mr. Comrade Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ is the convener of Occupy Plateau campaigns. Okay, he's live with us. Good afternoon, rather, and welcome to Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Midweek Politics, and you're live in Lagos.
Thank you very much, Mr. Okoyemi. It's a pleasure joining you this afternoon.
Okay.
Good afternoon to Lagosians.
Yeah, Lagosians are responding to you. Yesterday in the evening, I jumped on a session you had with a media house, and one of the things you talked about is the fact that the reason why the OPC, as you call it, that's the Occupy Plateau campaign, is coming up is to push forward the need to legitimately uphold the judgment of the court. Now, this judgment is making reference to the November 2023 judgment that instructed that the members, those 16 members, should vacate their seats. Now, on the 23rd of December 2023, they were issued their certificate of return. But from December to January to February to March, they've not been sworn in. Meaning that 8 members have been carrying out legislative responsibility in a 24-man seat. Talk us through that. Okay.
It is maybe your followers will be aware that there was election in 2023. Where individuals emerged according to the declaration of INEC, and afterward the Court of Appeal set up the tribunal, the election tribunal across all the states in the country. Litigation took place. Some of the members lost their positions at the tribunal, and others were upheld. And these positions were appealed. That is in regard to the House of Assembly, that's the legislative election. It was appealed at the appeal court, and the appeal court is the final court in determining matters related to legislative election in Nigeria. That is the fact. And so at the appeal court, a decision was made where 16 members of the Plateau State House of Assembly were affected and were outrightly removed by the decision of the Court of Appeal, and an order of the court was given that the INEC should issue out to 16 members elect who were deemed elected legitimately by the appeal court. And this order was followed to the latter, and you alluded to the fact that on the 23rd of December 2023, those certificates of returns were issued to those 16 members elect. Now, the next part of the order was for the Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly to immediately swear in these 16 members, so that they can do the job for which they have been given those certificates of return, and that is to represent their various constituencies. Now, it will interest you to know that Plateau State House of Assembly is constituted of 24 members. Sure. Now, out of these 24 members presently, there are no 16 members representing their various constituencies. What that means is that about 67% of the seats of the Plateau State House of Assembly is currently vacant. And it is not by creation of law. There is no any vacuum. As far as the law is concerned, there are people holding certificate of return and waiting swearing in. Now, what again it means is that there are 4.7 people living on the plateau. That's the population of plateau. Now, if you put 66% of the 4.7 million people on the plateau, it means about 3.1 million citizens on the plateau have no representation in the State House of Assembly, a key organ of governance. Now, what that means again is that the greater percentage of the population of plateau people have no voice in the decisions that take place presently in the government, because they do not have representatives in the House of Assembly. This is a misnomer. This is unacceptable, and that is why the Occupy Plateau campaign have decided that we must take the bull by the horn. We must call the authorities concerned and drag their attention to the issues. It is about democracy, protecting the nascent democracy that we have in this country. Now, if you refuse to swear in these 16 members, what that means is that you are undermining the powers of the judiciary. I know the danger this can bring to our democracy. Those authorities concerned, including the Speaker himself, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, and even the President of the Federation, including the Inspector General of Police, because the law empowers the police to enforce every order of the court. We are expecting that by this time around, these characters, if they were asleep, we are waking them up to do the right thing, so that the 3.1 million citizens on the plateau should be able to have a voice in the State House of Assembly, in the decision making of government, so that at least their interests will be well catered for. That is is what democracy is about. It is about representation, and you are denying these people. So that is what we are standing. That is why we are calling on those authorities, like I said earlier, and we will not rest on our oars until democracy, the representative democracy is restored in the Plateau State House of Assembly.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Badi. While you were talking now, two things, became really prominent in your conversation, which is sustaining the peace of the plateau, and secondly, upholding what democracy is about, which is the people. Now,
that's right.
Before you joined this session, I spoke with the state publicity secretary of the PDP, Honorable John Akant. He was live on the show, and one of the things he said was that the Honorable Speaker had approached the court to seek clarification on the interpretation of those judgments. Meanwhile, National Assembly members that benefited from that judgment have been sworn in, and they are carrying out their responsibilities. Exactly. What interpretation do you think the Honorable Speaker is looking for that is making them, delay the swearing of these 16 members? If the spokesperson of the party says the Speaker had gone to court to seek clarification, what clarification is the Speaker seeking for?
First of all, Okoyemi, there is no any institution of any case anywhere, and I challenge anybody to bring it to the public domain. The Speaker has not gone to any court in this land to seek for interpretation of the judgment. The judgment is very clear. I don't think the orders are explicit, and the Speaker should take a leave from the Senate President and the Speaker of the House of Representatives, who are senior in the business of legislation. These people immediately complied with the judgment of the order of the Court of Appeal, and immediately swore in people who benefited from that judgment, including people who are not in the APC. Remember, the National Assembly is being controlled by the APC, but they swore in people who do not even belong to the APC because they benefited from. Now, look, is Plateau State the first state where casualties have been suffered at the Court of Appeal? No, the answer is no. Many other state legislators have been removed at the Court of Appeal. It is the process. After the election, the Constitution has mandated the court to set up tribunal, and the tribunal is to litigate on matters that arise from the election. And the matters can go either way. It's either your election will be upheld or your election will be, already nullified. And in this case, the election has been nullified legitimately by the court. So the Speaker has not gone to court. What is playing out in the Plateau State is interesting, because the first person to approach the court to stop the swearing in of these 16 members is interesting for us, which means that the governor himself is interested in the matter. Now, the second thing was that those 16 members that were sacked by the tribunal, took the matter to appeal court for review. And if you have been following news, you know what happened. Their lawyer has been slammed with 128 million charges because it is frivolous. An electoral matter in Nigeria is time bound. You cannot resurrect the dead. As far as the law and the Electoral Act is concerned in Nigeria today, you cannot approach any court on electoral matter because it is concluded. It is automatically concluded. You cannot resurrect it. Those who have suffered casualties have suffered casualties. But it is not about we are talking about representation, for God's sake. There is a huge vacuum. A majority of the population of Plateau State are not having a voice in the State House of Assembly. This is not normal. This is not obtainable in anywhere democracy is practiced. And what again we are saying is that the kangaroo arrangement that has presently constituted the State House of Assembly is worrisome, because a member of the political party that is a minor of the minority is presiding over the House of Assembly that is populated by people other than his political party. Have you ever seen where democracy is practiced in this world that such arrangement is obtainable? The answer is no, only in Plateau. So what we are saying, what is going on is abnormal. Let us put all interests aside. Let us put our political differences aside. Let us put what we hold dear to ourselves aside. Look, let me tell you, Okoyemi, I am a member of the APC, for instance. When the judgment of the Supreme Court over the gubernatorial election came, some of us were not happy with the judgment. As I'm speaking to you till date, the CTC, the certified true copy of that judgment, has not come out. So we believe that the judgment was a procured judgment, or where the governor enjoyed, what you call judicial amnesty. So, but this is our personal opinion. Should our personal opinion override what the Supreme Court has decided? The answer is no. The governor today sits in the power in government house because it is the Supreme Court that declares him the governor. You know, so if the governor is the beneficiary of the judgment of the judiciary, why is he preventing these same people that have also benefited from the judgment of the judiciary from representing their people? Now, something happened a few days ago in Plateau State. About 3 local government, part of Tᴜɪ̀nᴛ local government, Tᴜɪ̀nᴛ South constituency, part of Mikang local government, part of Lantan North local government. There was a skirmishes that led to loss of life. Now, the interesting thing is that these 3 local governments that this thing happened, they don't have representatives in the State House of Assembly.
So their representatives are part of the 16 members affected.
They are part of, they have not been sworn in exactly. So what that means is that till date, the State House of Assembly has already issued out a statement condemning the skirmishes that took place in those parts of the local government. Why? Because those who are supposed to raise the issue on the floor of the assembly have not been sworn in. Do you see the damage to the people? Again, constituency allowances have been given. And let me even tell you the proud part of this arrangement. The Plateau State House of Assembly is supposed to be a 24-member House of Assembly. But as it is today, there are only 8 members sitting. The allocation of the Plateau State House of Assembly comes in full. You will be aware that the former governor has given them financial autonomy before he left office.
True.
Now, what that means is that 8 people are sharing what is supposed to be meant for 24. So what that means is that constituency allocations are being cornered by 8 constituencies at the detriment of 16 constituencies. Recently, tickets have been given for Islamic pilgrimage in Makkah. Only 8 constituencies benefited. So the Muslim people in the other 16 constituencies, where are they going to get their tickets? Recently, the Tinubu administration has given palliatives, that's fertilizer palliatives to various states to distribute to local farmers. The 8 constituencies have benefited. Presently, the 16 constituencies have been denied those palliatives. So you see, the point is that people have been denied access to enjoying dividends of democracy for a fall that is not there. But because there are political interests playing out, depriving these people of representation. And that is why we at the Occupy Plateau campaign are standing against this. And we will continue to push this conversation. We will continue to put ourselves on the line to ensure that democracy is restored in that House of Assembly, because it is a key organ of government. It is only the House of Assembly that have representation of the grassroots people. And we cannot afford to have
this conversation of the ons, because member represented Jos South State constituency in the House of Assembly. But I want to know, what is your position and what exactly are you demanding for as a movement?
Our position and demands are very clear, Kwemi. First of all, swear in the 16 members elect that are deemed legally in the eyes of the Nigerian Constitution as elected members of the State House of Assembly. Swear them in to represent their people. Secondly, every arrangement that has gone on in the Plateau State House of Assembly without the 16 members in the past 3 months, we did it to be null and void because it does not carry the opinion or the contributions of the majority of the people of Plateau State. Remember, like I said earlier, it's about 3.1 million people disenfranchised. Their voice not being heard at the moment. So every law that has been instituted, every policy that has been adopted by the State House of Assembly must be reviewed, and those that are anti-people nullified. And then we also call on the state government to stop peddling lies, to stop feeding people lies, because appointees of government have gone on air severally to say that there is a court injunction preventing the speaker from swearing in. And like I said, I have been challenging them in different fora. There is no any court injunction. The order they sought before the Federal High Court in Jos, the presiding judge rejected all the orders. All the orders they sought to prevent the swearing in of those 16 members elect were rejected. They went to Abuja to the appeal court. They were slammed charges of 128 million. Till then, their lawyers is yet to pay. And this is at the detriment of his practice, because the judge was very clear. The judges of the appeal court were clear. They said, you must pay this money before you will ever appear in our court again. So these things are all the delay tactics is unnecessary. We are all Plateau people. We must put our people first. We must look at the dangers that we are trying to, we are setting a very bad precedent for our democracy. It must not always go your way. You win some, you lose some. In this case, you have lost. Accept your defeat and carry on. These people who just want to come, collaborate with them and serve the people of Plateau State. These are our demands. I will continue to push this conversation.
Okay, and last but not the least, before I let you go this afternoon, now that it's been established, because I spoke with the immediate past deputy speaker before we came on air, and he told me that the House don't need to third majority before they can ratify their decisions, that they need only one. That's 1/4 of the 24 members, and 8 certainly falls into that category of even being more than 1/4. But is there any timeline? Is there any time frame to the implementation of your demands as a coalition? And if the right things in your position are not done within that period, what is your next line of action?
Well, we've addressed a world press conference, but let me even address what the former deputy speaker said. What he said is untrue. You know, when you say that only 8 people can sit down and take decision on behalf of a 24-member house, what you are also saying is that there is even no need in the first place for the house to be in 24-member house, which means that a lot of people can just decide to send 8 people from some few constituencies to go and take decisions on behalf of the other district. Look, we are practicing democracy, and democracy is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. You know, when you take democracy away from the people, it means the essence for which democracy is instituted has been defeated. So the point is that please, all those leaders in the PDP should stop misleading people. They should just face the reality. They have lost this battle at their appeal court. There is no way. There is no, even if they go to Jupiter, they cannot get their mandate restored. It's not possible. The Nigerian constitution is very clear there. Now, our demands, like I said earlier, are that immediately these people should be sworn in. Otherwise, we have already set in motion, machineries where we will organize a peaceful protest on the streets of Plateau State. We will dominate the street. We will make our voice very loud and clear for the world to see how democracy is being wrecked, and injustice is prevailing in a house that is supposed to be people's house. So we will go out on the street until our demands are met, and we will continue to call on the president because he is the father of our country. And you can see that even the APC, even though the presidency is being controlled by the APC, they are still leaving this man they are giving this PDP-led government the state option so that they will not be seen to be imposing themselves on the state. But I don't know why the PDP are hell-bent on undermining democracy. So we will go out on the streets of Plateau. We will continue to cry out. We will appeal to partners and international organizations to weigh in on the governor and the speaker of the Plateau State of Assembly to do the right thing. Because what they are doing presently, they are demarcating the faith and the integrity of the Plateau people. And this we cannot accept. And that is why we will keep fighting until our aims are achieved.
Okay, thank you very much, Comrade Tᴜɪᴛᴜ Badi from the Occupy Plateau campaigns. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today, and I really hope that the relative peace that have been enjoyed in the states after that unfortunate massacre that happened on the eve of Christmas will be sustained, because at the end of the day, all of these back and forth could lead to unfortunate issues and situations again. So just please keep your people in check, spread the right on conversation so that the state can continue to enjoy peace. That's right. All our activities are within the law and order as it is in Nigeria, and I can guarantee you that we will not constitute nuisance to any legitimate businesses of people. We will ensure that we conduct ourselves in a peaceful manner, and we will also ensure that all security agencies are well aware of our activities. We are not a faithless organization. We are people known and seen, and we will do our things in an open manner, and I guarantee you that we are stakeholders in protecting the peace of Plateau, and we ensure that no peace our peace is not jeopardized. So thank you very much for your goodness. Thank you very much, and have a very good afternoon. Okay, that's about it. We've spoken to 2 different people that have obviously addressed the issue from 2 different perspectives. The speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Gabriel Dowan, by the way, about the youngest speaker we have in Nigeria. He was sworn in when he was 30 years old, and he was a member of YPP. Interesting conversation. And has not sworn in the 16 House of Assembly members that the court told him to swear in, and their certificate of return was issued them in December. I spoke to Honorable John Akans, the state public secretary of the PDP, and he says that the Honorable Speaker had approached the courts to seek clarification on the issue. But my guess now, Mr. Bade, the convener of Occupy Plateau campaigns, has said that there's no case to that effect that have been instituted in any court, whether in Jos or in Abuja. So it's about whatever speculations is flying around, whether political conversation, whether the governor is interested in the State House of Assembly, whatever it is. The unfortunate thing is that 16 constituency members have not had their voice in the House since November last year, where the former members have been removed from office. It's quite unfortunate. And you understand that at the end of the day, legislative responsibilities play a key role in sustaining the democracy that we enjoy in this country. Well, I just got a text from the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the House of Assembly, and it says, "I'm busy now. I would join you later." Thank you. I mean, he's always listening to us each time we reach out. He's always joining us on the show. So, and when I spoke to him this morning, he told me he was going to be on transit. So he would have to park and talk to me. Apparently, he's gotten to where he's going to and he's gotten engaged. So, I would have to get into that conversation much later. We decided to go this route because one of the biggest fears that the people have expressed, especially in respect to our democracy, is that the House of Assembly are not enjoying the autonomy that they should enjoy, financial autonomy in particular. You know, where we've seen governors speak at the State House of Assembly, show interest in who becomes the speaker. Remember what happened in Rivers State between the immediate past governor of the state, the current FCT minister, Mr. Nyesom Wike, and the current governor of the state, his predecessor. The whole issue around the speaker that was removed from office, that eventually resigned, and is now the current chief of staff to the executive governor, of Rivers State. There's just issues around the state houses of assembly. And each time people talk about the state police, we bring it into this again. People would always argue, especially those ones against the establishment of the state police, that if the governors can pocket the state houses of assembly, then what is the assurance that the state police will not be a structure that will be at the beck and call of the governor? Those are fears that have been raised. And when you look at issues, remember also at some point the Edo State House of Assembly was also not sitting. At some point also in Zamfara, at some point also in Niger State. There's just been these issues left, right and center. Well, we'll open the conversation up and then you can join us. This program runs from 1 to 3 p.m. and we'll get to do these every Wednesday. Said Fuad and I always come around to put us through all of these conversations. Like you heard how it's been going today, it's been deep into the conversation, so that everyone that had voted their representatives would have voices, would have their opinions. And Mr. Bade just talked about the fact that there were unfortunate incidents that happened over the weekend and it couldn't be addressed because the members that were supposed to represent those constituencies have not been sworn in. So nobody's speaking for them at the State House of Assembly. Nobody's listening to their cries. Nobody's, trying to understand their needs. And if laws are not made properly, they will come back to checking the activities of the government, because laws are made to be executed by the executive. So when you have a 24-member house and 8 of them are making decisions, then there's a lot to be desired from that. We'll take a very quick break, and when we come back, we go straight up into picking your calls and also reading your messages on Facebook. And of course, don't forget on YouTube as well, Mainland 98.3 FM on YouTube. On X, formerly Twitter, is Mainland FM, and Facebook and Instagram, it's Mainland 98.3 FM. 091-3600-0410. That would be the line you would call after this break.
It's easy to bring normalcy and redecorate. It's more difficult.
The General elections in 2023 have created conversations and consequences that will live with us for years to come. From the executive to the judiciary, legislature, media, and the people, organized labor, and civil society organizations, issues that will continue to shape the future of our country needs continuous probing and interrogation.
I see the greater objective for the party, and let me tell you, I've told the PDP in some locations that, gentlemen, be careful. Better men have founded parties that have gone into oblivion. Where's the party of O꞉ Where's the party of Azikiwe? Where's PRP of Rimi? Political parties must be nurtured, they must be reinvented, they must be true.
Join Mɪᴏ-ᴜᴜᴜ and Said Fuad on Midweek Politics every Wednesday 1 to 3 p.m. on Mainland 98.3 FM for thought-provoking conversations, voices from the top, engaging interviews, in-depth analysis on all matters around politics, policies, and governance. Midweek Politics on Mainland 98.3 FM, bringing the right perspectives to everything politics.
Politics now big business.
Oh my God. Oh, oh, oh. It be like if they won't tell us what to we never yet. Oh. To Baba Deya. Plus, Soli Baba Deya. Sabada Bada 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 Bada
No be smoking. No be smoking. No be smoking. I said no be smoking. No be smoking. No be smoking. Hey. Looking back to all the years that you and I have spent together, it seems like you've been playing me all along. So many times you asked me to put the whole of my trust in you. So many times you betrayed me and played me for a fool. Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter? Cause it be like you and I, we didn't need each other all the time. All the time. Another year has come. And now you want my trust once more. No. Be like say, want to tell me another story again. Be like say, want to act another movie again. Be like say, you want to go another coding again. Be like say, you want to dance, knocking you dance again. You want to see another song again. Be like say, want to go, you want to go. See, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Cause all they really want to do is just to get in touch with big bucks. Cause they think that the money gives them the power. But the power is nothing if your people cannot get quality education. The power is nothing if your people keep dying of disease and starvation. The power is nothing if your people have no peace. No peace. The power is nothing if your people cannot live in unity. Hey. See why you keep on deceiving the people, my brother, my sister. See why you make all these people to they fight one another. Oh no, only God can judge you now. 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 Another year has come. And now you want my vote once more. No. It be like say they want to tell me another story again. It be like say they want to act another movie again. It be like say they want to do another deceiving again. It be like say they want to dance want to. All of the shady politicians. We go promise and fail and they make the people live in harsh conditions. Dedicate this one to all of the shady politicians. Why don't you change your ways? Change your ways now. Make the people live the way they're supposed to live. No be smarting, as you see me so smarting. I no send you smarting. All of the shady politicians, as you see me so smarting. I no send you smarting. All of the shady politicians.
Well, that was one of the best, or that is actually one of the best songs I've heard from the very famous and legendary, African greats Tᴜɪ̀ᴜnᴜ. It's a song that certainly appeals to every conscious mind, especially when we come up with political conversations like this. There's always a story after every, or once elections are approaching, it would always come talk to you about the things they should do for you. And I remember my very dear friend, Dr. Dayokawade, always saying that we should stop allowing politicians talk to us about what they want to do for us. Rather, we should be telling them what we want them to go and do when they get to office. And I think it's a different twist if we start to do that. I mean, you listen to some speeches of of some politicians, and it looks like there's a page where they just copy and then they just put it there and they just read the same thing over and over again. Because I remember last year when we're doing the commemoration of the Hope 93 election, and somebody came up with the speech of the then presidential candidate of the SDP, the late Moshood Kashima Olawale Abiola. And bulk of the things he talked about over 30 years ago that is going to unbundle all of the complicated situations at in the NNPC. We're still having those issues right now. Talking about the value of the, we're still having those issues right now. I mean, you listen to some of these things and then you go back to the speech of President Olusegun Obasanjo when he was sworn in 1999. He talked about the things he's going to do for Nigeria, and it looks like we're still facing the same problems today. That's about almost 25 years after. So it looks like it's the same story. Now you can join the conversation, by the way. 0913-600-0410. You can call in. We decided to focus on the I don't want to speculate, but on the issue that is going on the plateau at the moment. 16 members of the State House of Assembly were issued the certificate of return on the 23rd of December 2023, and almost 4 months after, they've not been sworn in. Hello, good afternoon. Ooh. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, this is James Ubona from Oshodi.
Okay, thank you. You've been calling.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Yes. I think it's I will also be around today. Okay, so I listened to everything, and the one question that keeps coming to my mind is, if they say the appeal court is the final court when it comes to issues of for legislatures. I want to ask, maybe you can clear me. I know we have several appeal courts in the country, and we have only one Supreme Court. Sometimes when you have judgment from the appeal court, someone else go to another appeal court to go and get another judgment to cancel that one. So how come the appeal court is the final court? Does it mean that someone else cannot go to another appeal court somewhere and also cancel the judgment of that? Because our appeal court, they are several, not just one appeal court we have, unlike the Supreme Court. That's one. Number two, the last person you interviewed, that the Occupy Plateau interviewed. I didn't know it was an APC until he said so, because I saw that from his conversation he was almost speaking for the APC. And so my question now to him, if he was online, was that if he's occupying Plateau, should the political party have a name such that should it be a political party thing that they are occupying Plateau? I thought it was supposed to be like a civil society group or something. And that's what I was thinking, that he has occupy Plateau. It is because you are APC, and that means he's not it's a political group, not really a CSO or something. I don't know if you're getting where I'm coming from.
Of course, if you look at the choice of the guests that I've had on the show today, I brought in, I was supposed to be joined here by the immediate past deputy speaker, a member of the PDP. Honorable John Akans joined us. Is the state publicity secretary of the PDP, so I needed to balance it, so we had to go the way of the APC as well, since these are the two major political parties involved or affected by these decisions and by the judgment. And Mr. James Ogbonna, talking about your appeal court question, I think the appeal court carries the same power irrespective of their jurisdiction. So you understand the hierarchy of the courts, from the Sharia courts, all through the way down, the customary court rather, all through the way down up to the Supreme Court. So whether the appeal court sit in Yola or it sit in Adamawa, the appeal court carries the same power. All courts have named on their name levels, but of course when they get to the Supreme Court, the Court of they have different responsibilities. So it's about jurisdiction. It's an issue that happened in Jos. So obviously you understand that the Jos division is under the FCT division as well. So yes, I don't know if another appeal court can step aside this judgment, but I just have to clear you that appeal courts carry the same power irrespective of whatever state they're situated at. Let's go on Facebook. We've got some messages here. And Dunkat Battery says, okay, thank you for the kind word. Mustafa Garba says, and if a man also thrives for miseries, yet is not crowned, except he thrives lawfully. You quoted Timothy. You didn't know whether, I don't know whether it's first or second, 2 chapter 5. John Essan says, looking at the judgment given by the appeal court, it shows that there's a miscarriage of justice. How could an APC member who never took part in the PDP primary go to court seeking nullification? The constitution is very clear on that. Looking at the judgment given by the Supreme Court, how the Supreme Court judge embarrassed the justices at the appellate court. The governor is very justified to serve as a deterrent to those who have corruption tendencies in their legal system. Professor Mike Chicago, all the way from the United States. One boy Sunday says, what is the update on the Kogi State Election Tribunal? Can you please bring us some updates from there? Certainly, you can trust us on that. 09136000410. Talk to us. I've got some messages here that we'll also have to read. Okay, keep them coming in. My name is Festus from Ikorodu. Your guest spoke as an APC person. I understand, but the truth of the matter is that illegality cannot be used to cover legality. Let the people be sworn in so that they would not continue to suffer and their people would also continue to suffer. Okay, thank you very much, James, all the way from Ikorodu. 09136000410. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Payemi.
You're welcome.
Okay, sir. Anything.
Your name or where are you joining us from?
Tayo calling from Ogba.
Okay.
Tayo
Okay.
calling from Ogba. Okay, now at this situation, why don't they go back to Court of Appeal? That what they call the lawyer, they call it the content of court whatever proceeding, content of court proceeding. They can start it against that speaker. Then another one is that these honorable members, any one of them can enter the court and seek for the writ of mandamus. The writ of mandamus. The court will tell that do your constitutional job or else. So I don't know why we keep everything we want to go to street and in a military way. What is the role of the judiciary in this? So they should explore the justice system. They can go and start contempt something against him. Yes, that he refused to obey court order. At the same time, they can enter the court and another court from court of high court in George or in Plateau that would issue writ of mandamus to that speaker to perform his constitutional role. Otherwise. So that's two ways I think they can resolve this matter very fast. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tayo, all the way from Ogba. Thank you for joining the show today. Well, the spokesperson of the PDP in the state said that the speaker had approached the courts to seek clarification on that judgment. So I will keep our fingers crossed. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Okoyemi.
You're welcome.
I'm actually greeting. This is Dr. Moses from Iseolo.
Good to have you join us on the show today, Dr. Moses.
Thank you very much. You know what? There's always a precedent. And sometimes when you use the first boys as the dashboard, the whipping boy, shall the one is overemphasizing it. Obaseki did it in Edo State for over 2 years. He never saw in those results to the teaching. And somehow the press was culpable. He just made his headline. This was just a detail of democracy. In real democracy, but I had friends that in Edo State. They had to indicate half the vote because they were not represented. For almost 2 years, Obaseki had it and nothing happened. Nothing happened. Secondly,
so are we witnessing a repeat of the same?
Of course, when one thing happens, when one is not happen, and nothing goes, it will not happen.
Precedence.
It continues. It continues. So again, when you consider the fact that Oᴜᴜᴜ or McCain, either of these right now, that the people from most time to their purpose, I wonder why people in Brazil will not protest heavily that we want our representative sworn in. The speaker is not one man. He has no power over the entire state. But they will sit down both sides, expecting God, one day God. It's ridiculous. Anyway, people are not documenting this country. And also, lastly, it's about time the House of Rep and even National Assembly has to go now. We start taking some power. We are a federal system, not a confederacy. Try something to state have more power. In this case, this is an anomaly. So it's only natural that the Federal House of Assembly, by way of Senate and House of Representatives, if they give them a kind of duration, if they don't, they take over the state. One governor is not more powerful than it because, as I said, friends of mine suffered badly. They were not exempted in the state. They have to be okay. They had business interests there. But because that they are, you know, that when started to be Obaseki's enemy, they have to relocate. Nothing worked for 20 years. And yet the press never made the headlines. So get them around. If this one should start again, then I'm sure for democracy.
Thank you very much, Dr. Moses, for joining us on the show. There's always going to be precedents, and those cases will always be referred to. So you have instances like these, and there are quick references to what happened a couple of years back. Remember also on the local government chairman issue, that 7 years and some months for the former governor of Ondo State, Governor Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, he did not conduct local government elections in the state. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome, Mr. Lakunle. You're welcome.
Well, it's quite unfortunate that at this level of our democracy, we continue to desecrate democracy in the worst possible form. Quite unfortunate. A court has given a judgment, and we decide within ourselves to begin to play all sorts of funny manners. Judgment, and we begin to play all sorts of funny things. You've gone to the first court, they threw it out. You went to the second one, the Court of Appeal fined the lawyer. Now the what's his name? The speaker is saying he needs. What did you say he needs? He needs clarification or what? Or what did you say he needs? Yes. What then is the judgment written in Greek or is written in Arabic that we cannot read? You don't need to be a lawyer to read the judgment. And the thing is simple. Swear in these people. That's what he says. You might not like it. You might not be happy about it. But I said, in politics, you win some, you lose some. And you move on. We have to think about the interest of the entire state above personal interest and what not. And the governor is not clothing himself in the best garment at present. Because a lot of fingers point at him for one thing or the other. But we must always remember that tomorrow will surpass all of us. And whatever we do today, people would ask questions tomorrow. Politics never ends in one place. It's going to take 4 years. After 4 years, life continues. And I hope politicians always have this idea.
Mr. Lakunle, okay, maybe you try and call us back. 09136000410. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay,
you're welcome, Pastor Ambrose.
How are you doing?
I'm good. Good afternoon.
Okay, who are the 8 members and what party?
The 8 members are I would have to confirm their political parties actually.
Okay. I want to ask you a question. In this country today, who is practicing democracy? We have a democratic system of government, but we practicing it. Okay. Until we have a free, fair, and credible primary election from the political parties, and we allow a free, fair, and credible election to elect our president, our governor, and even the House of Reps and Senators. If we don't have this, we continue to make a caricature of our democracy. I heard everything that most of the people in places are talking about. But the bottom line is this: garbage in, garbage out. The people, if there is no precedent, the president speaker of the two House of Assembly won't be doing what he's doing. And he's doing it because he knows if other people come, he may no longer be the speaker. So he's enjoying the paraphernalia of a speaker now, office, and you want him to cave in like that. You knew what happened before this man died, Akeredolu. You knew the intrigues and politics. You knew what happened in Edo State. You saw what happened in Kogi State. So we can go on and on and on and on. So you expect the speaker to just cave in like that? Okay, we know what is right, like I always say. We don't want to do it because of self-centeredness. And what goes around comes around. At the end of the day, what favors us today may work against us tomorrow. We're talking of democracy, a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. But what we see is a government of me, myself, and I. If it does not favor me, I will do everything possible to dabaru it. And the judiciary too, they are not helping matter. Even that people case, we heard the judgment, they were at variance with each other. So why is it not different? Okay, yeah, I don't understand. The more you see, the less you see. That is the situation that we see in this country.
Pastor Ambrose,
yeah,
I just got what you asked for. The 8 members in the House of Assembly at the moment, 7 of them are members of the APC, and 1 of them is a member of YPP, which coincidentally happened to be the speaker. So the speaker is from the YPP, 7 other members of the APC, and the other 6.
Happening, okay. How can one YPP member now be the speaker?
Well,
what is happening?
It is the prerogative of the members to elect their principal officers on the floor of the House according to the standing rule. So I guess they figured out the Honorable Gabriel the one was good enough.
The more you see, the less you see.
Pastor Ambrose, welcome to Nigeria. The more you see, the less you understand. Well, the 8 members, 7 of them are members of the All Progressive Congress, and 1 of them is a member of the YPP, which happened to be the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Gabriel the one, a first-time member. Remember also that the former speaker, the embattled former speaker, that's Right Honorable Noah Bok, was also a first-time member when he was elected as the speaker. In fact, Right Honorable Gabriel the one was elected as the speaker, or voted as the speaker, when he was just 30, making him the youngest speaker, or one of the youngest in our recent democratic journey. So interesting conversation. The 16 members that were told to vacate their seat are all PDP members, and the beneficiaries out of all of those are 16. There's a Labour Party there, and that's Honorable Nambo Listic Daniel is a member of the Labour Party, and the other 15 are members of the APC. 09136000410. Keep the calls coming in. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay, sorry, my phone went off.
Yes.
Based on the list of what you have given, clearly we understand where the problem is.
Yeah.
Clearly. Because the governor is totally threatened as it is presently. So he has nowhere to hide under if this 16 get in there. they could do anything with the powers within them. So he has nowhere to hide. So he will do everything possible to play back and forth and ensure how long he can stay on it is what I don't know. But clearly, as I have explained this, we all know what it is about. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you very much. Keep your calls coming in. I'm also getting your messages. Facebook.com/Mainland 98.3 FM. It's Midweek Politics, and we're live on Mainland 98.3 FM. We're looking at the issue of the plateau where the 16 members that have been issued their certificate of return since December last year have not been sworn in. They've not been welcomed into the chambers of the State House of Assembly, and it's generating a lot of issues. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, Mr. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for this program. My name is Mr. Cyril from Idimu.
I didn't get your name.
Mr. Cyril from Idimu.
Okay, Mr. Cyril from Idimu.
Yeah, God bless your station for this program.
Thank you.
Please, Mr. Okwe, what I want to tell you is that right from origin, that state has been a state of PDP. Everybody can confirm this. And what is the criteria? What happened that those 16 people that were asked to PDP that won the election with one Labour Party? Why were they sacked?
Well, the court ruled that the PDP structure had collapsed in the state since 2020, so that the primaries that brought them into office was not done in accordance to the law.
This is political issues.
No, I just gave you the position of the law, not an interpretation.
I understand.
Okay.
But let you know, but in as much as INEC conducted that, INEC conducted the election and they won. If it is collapsed, why did INEC go ahead and conduct the election? So if the governor is not the PDP governor, yes. Now what goes around comes around. The governor will not allow them coming because PDP won that 15 and the Labour Party 1 party. So they are the majority. Now the APC, because they have always want to have power, looking for technicalities, which has not been in the system of democracy, which is not in democracy, want to overrule the nation. So we want to remain impose APC Nigeria party in Nigeria. This thing was masterminded to make sure they make sure that the plateau that have been in place all this while. Okay, why do the people in their constituency not come all this while for protest? I listened to what that man that interviewed was saying. Why has the masses of this constituencies has not come up all this while we're not being represented? What's delaying it? The people they voted has been built out. That is why these people they are clamoring court has said, which court said that is a kangaroo court that they have just overruled what the people had voted for. And it will not happen, like I assure you. We let the masses, let the constituency that we said they are denied come up and say, let us riot or let us protest that our people has not come up.
Thank you, Mr. Cyril.
Why has they not come up all this while?
Thank you.
All this man is saying. So my brother, let us, like the last I said, the more we look in this nation,
the less we see. Thank you very much, Mr. Cyril, for joining the conversation today. The government would have to swear in the 16 members in the government have to swear the 16 members in. Keeping them this long is more like calling for chaos in a democratic setting. Okay, that's from Nentwe Cyrus. Okay. There's also a message from James Ogbona, and it says, but many a time you see politicians going to another appeal court to cancel the ruling of an appeal court of equal jurisdiction. I don't know if you remember when the NJC sanctioned some judges for giving conflicting judgments from different court of same jurisdiction. Okay, thank you very much, James Ogbona from Oshodi. Thank you. Hello, good afternoon.
Prof.
You're welcome.
Happy New Year, sir.
Oh, same to you. The year is almost over, by the way.
Let me tell Nigerians that they should just calm down and appreciating the way they are having their patients now. You see, with what you are talking about, this is the game plan and what they've already planted for themselves, all these politicians. And they have already seen it now and they are using it and they are appreciating it within themselves. Who owns court now? I don't know the owner. Professor Ope. Who owns court now?
The people. The people owns the court.
Who owns court?
The people.
Who's people?
We.
I'm not a politician. We. When judge gives judgment, you think they will respond? They don't respond again. They will quote unquote, go and check our law. I said it on Saturday that until they change Nigerian constitution, because go and study that constitution very well and go and look at the law they are practicing in the court, in the judiciary system. They have already turned everything upside down. They will quote this one here in section so. When you get another section, you will see that they've already turned it upside down to favor themselves. Are you getting me now?
I'm with you.
So there is nothing that will talk about law in this country that will work until we cut everything down, rub everything up about our constitution and rewrite everything. Then we move. There's no way you can go. You look at 8 years now. We are repeating the same thing. Yes or no?
Well,
good 8 years. Now, Prof, tell me now. For good 8 years, we have been talking on the radio. The same thing now on this system again. This tenor that we are running. So another talk, another the same discussion till 8 years again. Let's call it a spade.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm not in the position to call or to give a perspective to what your opinions are. So you are absolutely entitled to your opinion. My job is just to moderate and make sure that all of the things are said does not go far of the law, especially when it comes to radio operation. So don't assume that I know what you know. I don't know what you know. I'm just here, doing my job and trying to enlighten the people and understand that the only reason why this democracy that we treasure so much, that people put their lives on the line to keep for us, is the only way we can keep it going is to be intentional about it. I mean, there's a lot of issues going on. Yesterday on one of the social media platforms, someone was talking about the fact that he bought dollar at 1,800 naira last month, and then he was keeping them. Now he's begging for somebody to come and buy dollar from him at 1,005. And I said, as long as there are people that are hell-bent on sabotaging the economic growth of this country, things like that would always happen to you. And hey, it's a strong appeal now to everyone, doing trade and businesses out there. Now that it's so easy for us to shoot up the price of commodities, and the first thing we say is, dollar don't rise. Okay, why are you selling this one for this price? Madam, dollar don't cost. Okay, why? Everybody's saying dollar is up. Now that the price of naira to dollar is coming down, then the price of these commodities should also be coming down. I'm just saying, because the fact that I'm speaking here does not mean I have a different market where I buy stuff. I buy them as expensive as you also buy them. So the people that are doing this business, the way you shot up the price of your commodities when the dollar was up, trading at 1819, you should also bring it down now that it's trading at a relatively lower price. I mean, because it's changing by the minute. What I checked an hour ago may not even be what it is right now. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay.
You're welcome.
This is Sambo calling back.
Pastor Ambrose, you called back?
How much is it? Yes, how much is even the dollar now?
I don't know. That's why I said it's almost like the way each time you refresh, there's a new price that comes up, so you never can tell, and I don't want to speculate.
This is not to distract anybody. We have to,
Pastor Ambrose, can you change your location or you try? Okay, I would appreciate if you can reach us back. 09136000410. The network wasn't good, and then so just when I was about saying you should try and call us back, the line went off. Hello, good afternoon. Okay, we're still struggling to hear you. If you can't reach us, you can drop your messages on our social media platforms. I will read them from there in case the calls are not going through. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah. Briefly.
You're welcome.
Can we just get serious in this country? when we put this sentiment of it's one party or that, we are not moving anywhere. We just remain a state of pariah. People laugh at us all of the time. You have to counterpart and you chat with, you discuss, and they look at you and they even compare the banana republic. It's because so sure people try legally, voted people in, and you are still, as one of the callers said, was there anything in French and English? I don't get it. As someone who call come on air and speak, you can express your opinion, but not to fact. So please, it's incumbent on you, okay, who I truly have respect for, and I have influence that I compare to listen to you. So correct that message. Secondly, Nigerians are simply Iṛsᴜnsoლიᴅ verses. Many of us are wicked, terrible. That is why God sometimes on nature, you choose to believe, this is the kind of leader you deserve. If you have a leader that beats with copy of it, because you yourself, you have the parents to become like that when you get there. Things are going down now in terms of dollars, or you can still get that some commodities will still remain the way. Why would like this? Remember cash coin. Some people make dirty money through cash coin. The politicians say Nigerians, and yet they open your mouth and they talk to Tinubu or Sanwo-Olu. I wonder one second, guys. Some people want my show. What happened?
Thank you very much. Well, Nigerians always have a way of, capitalizing on needs. I remember during COVID, the fact that some people sold hand sanitizer, the smallest of it, for almost 6,000 naira. Those hand sanitizers are like 400 naira now. Some people sold nose mask. That same one that you buy for 1,500 naira now, they sold packs of it for almost 10,000 naira. So Nigerians always have a way of, quickly benefiting from our needs, and I don't know how patriotic that makes us. But on Facebook, Smith Sally says, I want to know how our president will feel when he meets the newly elected president of Senegal, a 44-year-old man who defeated the incumbent in their presidential election. Is that not the direction Nigerians have been wanting to go all this year, but our politicians have sworn it will never happen? Okay, it's G-Man says the government of Plateau State should better swear in these 16 lawmakers in order not to cause chaos on the plateau. The judiciary must not always favor us. Because when it's happening on the plateau, it is politics of do or die, which is not good for our society. The law is the law, and everyone must abide with the law. Thank you. Dayo Dada on Facebook is also talking, and it says, I'm surprised many radio stations are not talking about the Senegal election. I want to give credit to Senegal in their presidential election that was free, fair, and credible. Selecting a 44-year-old tax collector from the prison. This was not a vote buying or intimidation exercise. Thank you, Dayo Dada. Well, my assistant in the studio just gave me an update that the dollar is trading at 1,401 naira on the parallel market. That's good. I mean, there were a lot of speculators that said, oh, the dollar will go to 2,000, the dollar will go to 3,000. So people were buying the dollars and they were keeping it in their house. Well, I have good news for you. You can still sell now, but the bad news is that the dollar will continue to come down against the naira. This country must work whether we like it or not, and that means that the decrease in this conversation should also affect the price of commodities in the market, except the ones you've bought and you stock during hike in the prices. It's understandable. Hello, good afternoon.
Okay.
Pastor Ambrose.
Yes, let me start.
Please, let's make it real quick, so that we can talk to other people as well.
Yeah, the thing called the other time. Let me start by saying that the last caller should not come here and be forcing his opinion on anybody. Nigeria is a free market. It's a capitalist country. It is the forces of demand and supply that determines prices. So if you want to buy, you know now that a lot of people, I have somebody who sells rice. People are not buying rice. They are expecting that the price of rice will crash. So supply and demand will determine prices. Then you are coming to tell Ope to do this, and you forget that some things that you also say are injurious to some people's ears. Talk your own. Don't come and start forcing your opinion on Ope. Ope is matured enough to know how to correct it.
Pastor Ambrose, thank you.
No, that's the truth.
No,
so
okay,
what I'm trying to say is this. I hear that the dollar today, some people say it's 1,000 naira, but I'm happy that we are getting the information.
Okay, whether we like it or not, prices will crash. It's a question of time. You understand? For example, if you go and buy rice for 80,000 and you sell for 82, and you go back to buy and you buy for 84, are you making profit? Now that the thing has come down, it will crash. Okay, Nigeria will be good. I believe in Nigeria. I'm not supporting any government. I just want it to be okay in this country. Let's leave all these sentiments and then some of us went during JJ, we condemned him. Today now we support things that are even worse than that. It's unfair.
Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, Pastor Ambrose. You can still keep your calls coming in. We have about 12 minutes or thereabout to call it a day on the show. Well, Said Fuad couldn't join in. Likewise, Matthew Okodua. But I'm here, and I'm actually not even here alone. Like I said, somebody give me a quick heads up in respect to what the Naira is trading at the moment. And I just saw a couple of, unconfirmed reports. Please, the dollar is not selling at 1,000. Ignore that viral post. It's fake. Hello, good afternoon.
You're
welcome.
I greet you. My name is Joshua from Agule.
Okay.
That is why you must be careful when you are formulating policies. In the country that anything that the law of gravity does not work there. And when everything goes up, it doesn't come down. So when you want to formulate policies, careful. Every action you take, don't just come and say, well, subsidy, gone. You devaluate Naira, everything. You just do things without putting things on ground. Because when it happens like this, the poor man suffers. Whether dollar is coming up or it's going down, whatever, it does not affect the prices of goods and services market there. Things are still very high. So when you want to take action where you balance, what will happen? Do we even have a price controlling?
That's exactly the question I was about to ask you.
In Nigeria.
Is this
do
the
we
point?
even have?
Are you listening to me?
I'm with you.
That was the question I was about to ask you. That is this the point where the government would need to raise market control mechanism so that prices can be regulated?
It will not work. It will not work. What can work is at this point in time, the government needs to open all the borders and allow things to come in, including cement, vehicles, everything. By the time the monopoly is already here, you have already created monopoly. So whatever thing that happens here affects the people that cement. This is the same cement that we're buying 1,000, and it moved to 3,500. Look at how much we're buying now because of monopoly. Whether they told us the dollars that went up, as the cement now come down, and dollars coming down. So if you want it to make it a free market, open the border. Your children, they are suffer of hunger. You go lock door, carry the commerce, and then they inside. They go there of hunger now. You lock everywhere, say nobody should eat them. What will happen? And you don't have food at home for them to eat. Open the border, let things come in. When things begin to come in, those that are here, do you know that the price of things here are more expensive than those ones that brought it in, pay tax and everything, whatever you want to pay and bring it. You know the cost of playing vehicle now? Up to 9 million naira to just play.
It's crazy. It's really, really crazy.
You use 9 million to play vehicle. How much do you sell?
Yes. Last about 2 weeks ago, I was trying to make an inquiry about a vehicle on behalf of someone, and when I spoke to a friend that linked me up with an agent, he said that to bring in a 2019 model of that particular car brand, I don't want to mention the name, to bring it in and clear it is 9 million. Not to buy, to put or to ship everything, just to clear it at the wharf. At the port rather, is 9 million. A 2019 model of not even the top 5 car brands. I wish I could mention them, but I can't. To clear it is 9 million, and he told me that they weigh you per kg and you have to pay in dollars. So I'm asking, why do we have to dollarize everything in this country? People make payments in dollars, and I'm asking, in a country that the official currency is the naira, and we are doing official transactions in foreign currencies, We need to be intentional about governance in this country. We need to be. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Opa.
You're welcome, Mufoma. Thank you.
When people mention constitution, our problem is not the constitution of we did truly. Constitution is not the issue of Nigeria. If the constitution is the issue of Nigeria, after Obasanjo, Jonathan could have solved the problem. But if the constitution is the issue of Nigeria, for each of Buhari, it will have solved it. But the issue that constitution is not our problem. But we did not have a good leader is our problem. If we can have a leader who hold this country for 105 days, and everybody was doing what is right, if we have such a leader, under 4 years, since we just work normally on his own, all those lawyers, Thomas Ejoleni, they will give wrong case. Every lawyer from the Supreme Court down to the lower court, they will sit in order. Because number one, there is no leader, and everybody is looking to where dollar will flow. So that is just the issue of Nigeria. We did not have a leader, but with our prayer, let me give one example. When David was about to become in the wilderness, he was able to gather people. David was not yet a king, but the people worked for him. If you read your Bible in 2 Samuel chapter 23, David was looking for a water of well in the well of Benjamin. The Bible says mighty 3 men risking their life. David said, no, I will not drink this. So this is the blood men. Those are the leaders you are talking. Not the leader that everything that goes on. So let's just continue believing God. Nigeria will be better. But with our prayer, the Lord will push us all the evil leaders. All these evil guys, the canker one in Nigeria. What is the canker one? Fellow, but the issue of Plateau State, where if I were asked, all these 16 lawmakers, are they a PDP or across board?
No, the 16 lawmakers that are waiting to be sworn in are 15 APC and 1 Labour Party.
15 APC. Yes. No, the ones that are yet to sworn in that
yes,
trying to.
That's what I'm saying. All of the 16 that were thrown out are PDP members. So the eight that we have in the assembly right now, 7 of them are APC, and 1 of them is YPP, which is the speaker.
So that's why that the court have to do the needful for those people to come in and take their proper place and let their consequences have the judgment.
Thank you, Foma.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for always joining all of our conversations. We got to do this every Wednesday from 1 to 3 p.m. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, let's have a conversation. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Michael from Surulere.
Okay, Mr. Michael from Surulere.
Yeah, before I start, this afternoon I bought dollar for 1,310.
1,310.
310, exactly.
Around what time?
Around 12 o'clock this afternoon.
Around 12. 1,310. Yes. You know, that's why I didn't answer the other time. I mean, the numbers are, it's okay. Let's just, the way it was flying up, it should also be sliding down. Well, okay. Let's just keep going. Go on, Michael.
I want to talk on the political matter. I think because democracy is a very fragile system, and if care is not taken, we might disrupt it. As a Democrat, we should not be picking a judgment that will affect whether the judgment has you have reservation about it or not. The judgment is the judgment. So I don't see the reason why they are still keeping those guys waiting. And also, I think it's because there's already a bad precedent set by Obaseki in Edo State. That's the reason why the governor and the speaker would say they want to play that game. Now, back to the issue of our people. When dollar increase, our people adjust their price immediately. You will go there, they will tell you that dollar has increased. But you tell them that they are selling no stock. They will tell you that to replace it. But now that dollar has come down and the replacement value too has reduced, I don't know why, because now they will now be telling you that I bought I, so I need to sell those I stock first. But your replacement value has reduced. Why not apply the same logic you used while you increase the price? They tell you that you don't know business. So we don't know what we want in this country. Even when dollar comes to 800, you see the prices of many things will be very, very high. Unless the government do put a control in place. And if things continue to go like this and people refuse to bring down their price, I pray they don't I pray that we don't have anarchy in the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Michael. I pray that we don't. 1310. I'm happy to hear that. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, man.
You're welcome.
This is Mr. Kennedy from Bushi.
Mr. Kennedy, good to have you on the show today.
Have a lovely day, sir. The country is moving forward. We have a president, we have a leader who is trying all his efforts to make sure things works. A lot of people that are pessimists, when the dollar was rising, going to 1,000, some are even talking sarcastically that the dollar will go to 3,000. See unpatriotic Nigerians. Now that the dollar is coming down now, critics of this president never see anything good in that. Some are even saying he's not ordained, he fought himself or not. Some people are still believing as if we are in election years. When we have a president in place over a year, trying all his efforts to put things back in normal places. Election has gone. We are in terms of governance. If your preferred candidate is not win an election, the man that they don't win an election has moved on. Why are you supporters want this government to fail? What do you want to gain? This country belongs to all of us. We don't have any other country. Somebody is saying that he forced himself or not, was not ordained. It was ordained that he's going to be president. That's why he won the election. He won it squarely. The preferred candidate you are talking about, they don't win the election. He himself knows that they don't win the election. What he's supposed to be doing before that is what he's doing now. He's not integrating the north to rally around preparing for.
Sorry, can we keep this conversation around what we're discussing on the show today?
That is the fact.
Please, let's just keep it at that.
The salient point I'm trying to make is that election has gone. We are now in terms of governance. Let us all have position on deck to support the government in all the effort that is taken to make this country good. We don't put down this country. We don't have another country to go. If your preferred candidate lose an election, that should not mean that the country should fall down.
Okay, thank you very much. And I appreciate your call on the show today. I think I can still squeeze in one more before we say our goodbyes. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Michael, calling from Jakonde.
Mr. Michael from Jakonde, go on.
Yeah, I'm happy that the dollar, the dollar is coming down, although I expect it to get to at least where the president, where he met it. Anything other than that is a failure, for me. I want to also say that whoever that is talking about election now, we're not talking about election has come and gone. We also had election when the election was going south. When they saw it, they quickly switched off the IRS. So we're not going to dwell on that. So all we are saying is for all the people involved to do the right thing. The country is ours, but we pray that everything fall into place so that we have a place that we can call our own. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then, brings us to the end of the program today. A lot of calls, so many of them that we couldn't pick today. Michael Orias on Facebook says, apologies that we couldn't pick them. It was a good time on the show today, but next